Whenever I see women on their phones, I assume that they are running entire families, entire businesses, basically running the world. When I see men on their phones, I assume they're just forking off because that's what they usually are doing. Perhaps they are playing Pokemon. Perhaps they are gambling because that is a big thing now. Watch your bank accounts, ladies. These men are literally the gambling addiction is huge, and they are taking all your money and literally throwing it down to, or, OnlyFans or whatever. But it's usually some sort of like escapism or addiction or whatever. Or, liking posts, whatever. Maybe they're reading something that's actually helpful for them. But a lot of times it's just straight up escapism. They're not sewing social fabric, as my mutual Jamie talks about a lot. They are not community building. They are not like getting kids here and there. They are not planning 10 steps ahead for your future finances or just the health of the community, your family, or themselves, whatever. That's what women are doing. I swear to God. Now, not always. Obviously, a lot of times we're doom scrolling or whatever. I'm not saying that women aren't prone to addictions any kind whatsoever, including like I fork off all the time on the internet. But, usually when I'm doing that, it's still part of my job, or I am connecting with other people, right? Because I have to watch social media for a living. I have to read the news for a living. Even before I was doing that for a living, I was still just wanted to know what was going on with the world. And of course, I'm doom scrolling plenty of times. I'm okay. Just want to be clear on that. Of course, we are doing that too. But what I'm saying is that especially if there is a mother in your life, if you're not one, I promise you, every time you see her on the phone, she is moving mountains. She is keeping those children alive. She is planning for their future. She is planning birthday parties, summer camps, planning the entire vacation, something. But I swear to God, every time I see moms on vacation, and I have been around them. I'm on vacation right now. Well, if you want to call it that, I'm visiting home. I'm in the U.S. I'm in a hotel parking lot right now. And I've been on my phone mostly planning this entire vacation, partly because this is my country, and I know I had to plan this whole vacation. It's all about the people that we're visiting, whatever. It's whatever. We agreed that I am planning all this. But when I know how much work goes into planning a vacation just for myself, just the logistics behind planning a trip for two people, two adults. They're both fully functioning and not even children. It is so much work. I'm always having to be on my phone planning the next steps ahead, blah, 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 blah. But when I see moms on vacation, I'm like, oh my God. Because what I don't see them doing usually is forking off. What I see men doing anytime I go on vacation anywhere, anytime I'm anywhere in general, they're forking off. The first time I realized this, I was on the subway in New York. And this is when smartphones or whatever became the norm. I just assumed that anyone on their phone was doing what I was doing, texting people, figuring out legit. And then I started realizing I would look at every single time I looked at a man's phone, I always assumed they were working. Oh, look at him working so hard. This is New York. You're always working. Most of the time, they were playing games. They're playing video games. And most of the time I saw women's phones, they were sending emails. I'd just be I'm curious, what are other people doing on their phones all the time? Because this was kind of when phones became the thing you do all the time. It didn't used to be that way. I got my first cell phone when I was 21. Not even a flip phone or whatever. And so I've seen my mutual Paige has talked about this. I first saw this, this is on Fair Play Life, but it's actually My Life is a Beach. This account right here was this video. And she goes through all the things that she's doing while standing on her phone and looking in the refrigerator. Until I saw that video, again, I'm not a mom, okay? And I also don't do a lot of this stuff. My husband does all the cooking, the cleaning, the meal planning. He's the one who he does the shopping for our house. And so because I don't do any of that stuff, I don't really understand fully what it involves, and I love that for me. But watching the video of this woman, just all the stuff she's planning while just sitting on her phone at the counter, she the list is insane. And then when she opens the refrigerator, and just stands in front of it, it's not because she's looking for something to eat. She's meal planning. She's thinking about all the things she's going to run out of when she should coordinate that trip to the store. It's insane. The amount of thought, cognitive labor, emotional labor, invisible labor in general, all of the thinking about the finances and literally knowing their kids and the whole household and their habits, their eating habits, their metabolism, their moods and all that stuff. It is so much work, and I've never even done it. I don't even know what it involves, which is why I love following creators who make the invisible visible like that. So what I hate that for the longest time, every time I saw women on their phones, I thought they were doing what I was doing, which is social media or just, texting friends or whatever. No, most of those women, especially if they're moms or if they're running, huge businesses and stuff, they are not playing on their phone. Like even when they're on trips, they're coordinating stuff. Or they're on their Facebook group, mom groups, like supporting other moms. I swear to God, so rarely when women have spare time, if they have spare time, are they forking off, and especially when they're on their phone. Now I know you're watching this on the phone. But even this isn't forking off, because when I am on social media, even if I wasn't on it for work, I learned so much from the people I follow. I'm at the point when this is probably a problem for me, that it's really hard for me to watch something that I don't feel like I'm growing from. I'm not being educated somehow. It's hard for me to watch anything that I just enjoy for the sake of enjoying it, where I'm not like learning something about history, about other people, about myself, about some, processing something or just whatever. Whenever I am on social media, it's usually to connect, to learn, to grow, to understand like what I need to be fighting for or against next. You have to stay on top of this. Like I almost read the news every day just to see how much stuff we're up against. And I'm not saying that men aren't doing that, but what I am saying is a lot of men who, especially if they're not really active in the community, if they're not politically active, if they're not active participants in their family, and if they're not, just active instead of forking passive, they are probably forking off on their phone. They're probably wasting money, wasting time. Because if there's one thing men are, they are time wasters. I swear to God, I've never met a group of people who've wasted so much time in my life. They're usually wasting time doing something, some form of escapism, because they lean into that learned helplessness and just like the laziness and the entitlement that comes with so much privilege. And as a white woman, so with whiteness comes time, spare time, more spare time. With all the privileges, able to have the luxury of spare time or whatever, you get what I'm saying. And what drives me crazy is that there's so much work to be done. There's so much help that men need, especially in the crisis, which is all BS. Men need to be helping each other build community, and like that's not around hatred, not around, subjugating people, whatever. And so many of them just sitting there doing nothing. They're so boring and they're bored. So bored. They're just so bored. And because they're so bored, they're so boring, and they just waste time, pass time. And oftentimes waste money, spend money because they're so bored. So anyway, anytime I see a woman on her phone, she's probably building community, troubleshooting some stuff in her family, some caregiving somebody, because even if she doesn't have children, I promise you she's probably caregiving somebody, even an adult man who doesn't need caregiving, which is why we have to work on, y'all. I don't want to be a mom. I don't even want to be a dog mom. My niece keeps calling me a dog mom. I'm like, don't call me that. I don't want to be a mom of anything. She's like, why not? And I was like, because women are forced to be caregivers of everything. I'm a dog aunt. Anyway, yeah. My work to be done, my work is to let myself enjoy things more instead of always be like having, because that's my codependency. And also, I'm just going to start giving women the benefit of the doubt. Every time I see a woman on her phone, I'm going to be like, I bet she's running the world over there. I bet she's doing some running the world business over there. Whenever I see a man on his phone, I'm going to assume he is playing some dumb game and contributing nothing to life in general until he proves otherwise. Because I swear to God, that seems to be the case more often than not. And yet we judge women for their phone use so harshly. I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm trying to change my thinking. Anyway, well, on the road, we're on a road trip today to the next state. So sorry I've been gone, y'all. I've been immersed in family, and it's been great. But more soon. I have many updates of being in the U.S. Holy crap. Lots of thoughts. I forgot what it's like here. Anyway, men's phone use should be judged, not women's. Not women. If you want to see our travels around the U.S., go to my Patreon. Thank you, Patreon people, for all your support and love so that I could take this trip and take some time off to see family. But I'm going to show more stuff over there, maybe some in the comment songs. This is Epcot. We went to the ball. Apparently, they are going to get rid of the ball or the ride in it. So one last time seeing this ridiculous, outdated ball. I loved it. More on Patreon, and I'll be back soon with more stuff, y'all.